Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and I have a very special guest here with me today. You guys know him as Christopher Robin in the Blood and Honey series, and he's also a producer on the upcoming Pinocchio Unstrung. I am joined today by Scott Chambers. Scott, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Good. It's so good to see you. I feel like it's been
You
so
too.
long, so it's very nice to be reunited. I am so excited that we're like a week away from Pinocchio Unstrung coming out. How does that feel for you to have it finally about to come out in the US?
Oh, really exciting. It's genuinely, it's been such a long process in the edit for this film. Like, there's been so many things that's had to go into it. So, really excited to get it out there. And I genuinely am the most proud of this film so far. I really think it's great. So, yeah.
It is such a fun film. I loved the performances. I obviously loved Todd Masters' Pinocchio, animatronic
Hmm.
in it. It's just such a great film, and everyone is really going to enjoy this one. When the Poohniverse kicked off with the original Blood and Honey in 2023, did you ever imagine that you would be here in 2026 with the fifth film?
No. So, like, well, the first one was never meant to be what it was. It was just on this conveyor belt of films I was making at the time. I thought it would go on Amazon Prime and a handful of people would see it. So, to be sat here, continuing the journey, and for fans to still be loving them, I'm really, really grateful.
I cannot believe, yeah, five films in within 3 years. I mean, it feels like it's been a long time, but it's also only been 3 years, which is so cool that you guys have put out
Yeah.
so many fun films throughout the last three
Yeah, it's
years.
been like two a year, really. It's been like, because last year was two, this year's one, and then next year I think will be two. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is really crazy. Well,
Yeah.
as I mentioned in the introduction, you're not only a producer on this film, you're also making a return as Christopher Robin. How did that cameo come about for Pinocchio Unstrung?
That was just Reese. So when he wrote the script, all these films are happening at the same time. So all of the releases so far, they're happening at the exact same in the same week. So this one is like days before Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. So that's why I'm still working in the hospital where my sequence is. This is days before I get sacked, and then Winnie comes. So yeah, Reese wrote it in the script, and he was like, "You're going to be in it." I was like, all right then, let's do it. So as usual, I was like, 1 minute I was producing, doing bits backstage, and they were like, Scott, put your doctor's outfit on. You're gonna be filming. I was like, oh shit. So yeah,
Oh, how fun. Yeah, it was very fun to see you pop up in this film.
yeah,
Well, one of the things I absolutely loved about Pinocchio Unstrung was the opening sequence. And for people who
Mm.
don't know, it's practical. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys pulled that scene together?
It's all very much Reese really. Like, he worked his ass off on that. I helped a little bit. Basically, Vince, the cinematographer, came over for New Year's Eve, and it was me, Reese, and Vince's girlfriend Carolina. We were in my living room, which is where I am right now, and we were actually using this whole backdrop stuff, and we were just doing it in the living room. So we were literally just laying on the floor, doing stuff with our hands and feet, doing the little puppetry. So we did it all ourselves. So yeah, it's very, very man-made, which is a part of what we wanted for Pinocchio and Strong, because that's the whole feeling of it, is this man-made doll. So yeah, we wanted to keep fitting with it.
Yeah, such a fun sequence. And now when people are watching this in theaters, you guys will know it was all practical and it was done in
Yeah.
their living room.
There's no AI in this. This is the crazy thing. It's like I'm seeing some comments and they're like, "Oh, AI," and I'm like, "There's none in this. Like, it's all like practical. All like the cricket is CG, but everything else is like practical." So,
Well, a good way you guys showed that off was during the credits. You guys did some
oh
behind the
yeah,
scenes stuff. I thought that was so cool. It's something that they used to do a lot. Like, I feel like in
yeah.
like the 90s, and then they kind of stopped. Whose idea was it to put behind the scenes stuff in the credits? And is that something we can expect more of
Mm.
when this comes out on physical media?
Yeah. Yeah, there is a whole documentary coming. So I feel like, I swear it's like 30, 40 minutes. So that's coming to the DVD. This film is so rich with BTS. So there was so much, because there's so many elements backstage that are really interesting to watch. But the part on the credits, I think that was the cinematographer Vince and Reese. I think both of them had that idea. And it really was to show that this was not a CGI doll or an AI doll. It's to show how much hard work and talent from everyone went into it. And I love it too, and I agree. I love seeing that type of stuff. Like, and it is very 90s, isn't it? So yeah, I love it personally.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for putting that in there because it was just such a fun way to end the film.
I know. I think it's so cute.
I have to say, I think Pinocchio Unstrung is technically the best film you guys have done so far, from the
Hmm.
sound design to the cinematography to Reese's direction. Can you talk a
Hmm.
little bit about how you guys have all improved as a team, as a filmmaking team over the past five films?
Yeah. Well, weirdly, this was the hardest film to make. So this was definitely the roughest. But I think the improvements has really just come from really it is just money, it's budget, because the more budget you get, the more you can do with it. But I would say, like, from our backgrounds, I've produced over 150 films at this point, and they've all been incredibly low budget. So I know how to spend the money and it show on screen. These are not projects where people are walking away with like hefty bank accounts, like, cash and checks in. These are very much, it's all done on screen. And I think you can really see it, especially in Pinocchio. But I feel like, yeah, like if Reese and Vince in particular had been paid what they probably should have, this budget would be way above what it was. Them two went above and beyond, really. So yeah, I think it's the commitment, especially from them two, that went into this film. Because this was not like our normal films where post-production is done with 3, 4 months. This went on for about a year and a half, and it was them two slaving away at it. So yeah.
Before we go, is that the mask for Blood and Honey 3
Yeah.
next to you?
Yeah, I tried to get in the shot, but it wouldn't really. But yeah,
Oh my
this is the
God.
little improvements. There he is.
Wow, that
He's
is
got like fur this
incredible.
time. Yeah, like he's genuinely really, really cool. That's why I want to show him off a little bit. So a little sneak peek at
Oh,
Winnie 3.
so awesome. Well, everybody, be sure to check out Pinocchio Unstrung when it unleashes in theaters July 24th. Scott, it's so good to see you, and congratulations on the upcoming release.
Oh, thanks so much. Nice seeing you too.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too. See ya.
Bye.